Thank you for joining us as we hit the halfway mark of our week. I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here are the top stories we're following for you on this Wednesday afternoon. A MEMS worker tragically loses her life after a weekend shooting. A look at the attack and how the medical service company is helping employees through their grief. Plus, crime in Pine Bluff being addressed with a new plan. Why activists say it can work in less than 4 minutes. And the first Republican debate for presidential hopefuls is tonight. How candidates are preparing with the party's overwhelming favorites sitting out. But first, meteorologist Nathan Scott joins us now. Nathan, it is dangerously hot out there, and it is the second half of our week going to be a little cooler, or is it going to be the same as the first half of our week?
Good afternoon, Jurnee. It is certainly a sizzler out there on our Wednesday, but we are seeing the sun having some competition with those puffy cumulus clouds. However, the temperatures are still off to the races. We're at 94 in the capital city, 95 in Hot Springs, 91 in Clinton, 94 in Monticello. And with that humidity, here's what it feels like. Feels like 107 right now in Little Rock. Feels like 109 in Arkadelphia. 108 is it feels like in Pine Bluff, and 105 in Russellville. Excessive heat warning remains in effect all the way through this evening for all of Arkansas. That's because those heat index values could be 110 to as high as 115. Those clouds not producing any showers, but I can't rule out there could be 1 or 2 lone stray showers that do pop up this afternoon. I would say about 98% of the state will stay dry. Highs today, upper 90s to low 100s, but if you're looking forward to some heat relief, just hang on, because look at your feels like day by day. Big drop off going into next week. So there is an end in sight. I'll let you know if there's any rain in sight with that 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, new at noon today, sad news from MEMS. Dispatcher Cassandra Pena Romero died from her injuries after a shooting on Saturday. Omar Pena Romero was arrested for the shooting over the weekend. He is the estranged husband of the victim. He used to be an employee at MEMS as well. Cassandra had been with the company since 2021. MEMS said they will have mental health professionals available for employees to help mourn the loss. And today, a deadly shooting in North Little Rock. Police say a man died from a gunshot wound at the Hemlock Court Apartments just before 1 a.m. That's east of I-30 near Broadway and North Palm Street. Police tell us the victim, whose name isn't being released just yet, was rushed to the hospital where he died overnight. Officers are now working to find whoever killed the man. Police in North Little Rock also arrested 2 men for a murder dating back more than 2 years ago. These two on your screen, Fabian McMiller and Jaleb White, were arrested yesterday. They were wanted in the shooting death of 20-year-old Taylor Davis. Davis was found dead at the Lakewood Apartments on McCain in September of 2021. Over the past year, cold case detectives determined both McMiller and White were involved in Davis's death. Then, after a warrant was issued, the two were located today during a traffic stop. Both are being charged with capital murder. Today, 2 suspects in a Bryant homicide are now in police custody. Around 11 a.m. yesterday, police responded to a shooting on Laverne Drive. There, officers found a man shot multiple times. They took him to the hospital where he died. Police have not identified him. Then last night, Bryant police posted on Facebook announcing that 2 suspects, 23-year-old Matthew Gibson and 26-year-old Kateria Lewis, had been taken into custody in Houston. They're being held there and will be transported back to Arkansas. Well, the effort to curb violence in Pine Bluff is as visible as it's ever been. Hundreds of people attended a town hall just last night to hear from activists from across the country. They came to explain a new strategy with a proven track record. It's called the Group Violence Intervention Program, also known as GVI. Sarah Bakowitz reports.
We're losing children. That's important to me. I'm a mother of 5 children. I lost one to gun violence.
Testimonies from cities across the country of how GVI has curbed violence for them were shared at the Pine Bluff Convention Center on Tuesday, hoping to strengthen the program here.
If we don't agree on anything, we have to agree that kids need to live.
It's a strategy that many Arkansans in the audience say is long overdue.
Many times we approach the situation with children as though they are at risk. Our children are way past at risk. They're in crisis.
The National Network for Safe Communities also explained how GVI holds a small percentage of people responsible for a majority of the violence.
It's not about huge sanctions for individuals. It's for the group to know that when somebody in the group shoots somebody, the group is going to pay a price it doesn't want.
That includes looking closely at misdemeanors and past offenses from other group members affiliated with suspects. Presenters explained that it requires collaboration between community and law enforcement.
Giving support to GVI and the city to engage in this effort doesn't mean we stop doing what we're doing. We figure out how we can help that effort as well as continue what we're doing.
As community leaders of GVI hope for more involvement in this push for safety.
Give GVI a chance and it will work. It will work, but we all have to work together. I believe in it.
Sarah Horbakowitz, THV 11 News.
Rudy Giuliani will be in Georgia today. His lawyer is expected to meet with the Fulton County District Attorney, and Giuliani could surrender to authorities as soon as today. He is one of 19 people charged with participating in a criminal enterprise aimed at reversing former President Donald Trump's 2020 electoral loss in Georgia. The former president, who has repeatedly denied all charges, says he will surrender tomorrow. John Eastman, one of the former president's attorneys, also accused of helping strategize to use false electors, was booked and released on Tuesday.
I am confident that when the law is faithfully applied in this proceeding, all of my co-defendants and I will be fully vindicated.
So far, a dozen of the 19 co-defendants have secured bond agreements, including the former president, who has a bond set at $200,000. As former President Trump faces criminal charges, he'll also be notably absent from tonight's first GOP presidential debate. 8 other candidates will be on stage in Milwaukee. They're all way behind Trump in the polls, despite months of campaigning. Robert Costa is in Milwaukee with more.
The final touches are being put in place, and the Republican presidential candidates are getting ready for tonight's debate.
Thank you, my man.
Holding prep sessions with advisors and rallying their supporters.
USA. All right. USA, brother.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, running second in the polls but hoping to close the gap with Trump, has taken aim at the frontrunner for being a no-show.
Everybody should debate. Everybody has a responsibility to earn people's votes.
But tonight might not be all about the former president and his 4 criminal indictments. A CBS News poll shows Republican voters want candidates to make the case for themselves instead of against Trump. And the top issues they want to hear about are plans to address inflation, violent crime, and illegal immigration. Still, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie believes you have to go through Trump if you want to be the nominee, and has slammed Trump for skipping the debate.
His voters are looking for authenticity. Now, like it or not, Donald Trump is authentic. He's just an authentic liar.
Without Trump, others, especially lesser-known contenders, might find a bit more political oxygen to make their pitch and get noticed.
You're going to have a serious policy discussion between the other candidates, and there's a lot of differences there.
For Vivek Ramaswamy, his rise in the polls has put him center stage, and that comes with added scrutiny, including comments he made to The Atlantic about a conspiracy theory that the U.S. government may have been involved in the 9/11 attack.
I think it is legitimate to say how many federal agents were on the planes that hit the Twin Towers. Like, I think we want it. Maybe the answer is 0. Probably is 0, for all I know, right? I have no reason to think it was anything other than 0.
On Tuesday, he was asked to clarify.
Do you think there were federal agents on planes on September 11th?
Of course not. While Trump won't be here in Milwaukee, it will not be a low-key evening for the Trump campaign. Later today, a video of a pre-recorded interview between Trump and former Fox News host Tucker Carlson will be posted online. And here in this city, Donald Trump Jr. and top Trump campaign officials will be here to mix it up and project confidence. Robert Costa, CBS News, Milwaukee.
Even during one of the hottest summers on record, some Americans have no choice but to work outside. A look at the push for federal safety standards to protect workers. And speaking of workers, Nathan, what are they dealing with out there?
Just awful conditions, Jurnee. We've got more triple-digit temperatures expected for the next several days, but I do have some good news. There's going to be an end to heat wave number 6 in my 7-day forecast, and also a slightly better chance there could be a pop-up shower storm. I'll let you know when that comes into play next.